This is my 2 years sober log that I've written out for 2 years straight from not be from being sober from alcohol and drugs. Excuse me. So I walk the talk and I'm not bullshitting. If suddenly the world was going to end, maybe today or tomorrow or next week, what mistakes would you make on your way to becoming sober? Be honest with yourself. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon. My mission on here is to help millions of young guys to escape alcohol and drug addiction so they live a better lifestyle without harming their health and without sacrificing their social life. Okay, the first mistake I made was being careless. And this was coming down to because I had too much obsession with always going out. I had too much of a passion to have fun like a little girl. And a lot of the advice was coming from my family, saying, don't go to these places, don't hang out with this wrong crowd, you shouldn't do this, it's unhealthy, this is going to happen, etc., etc. And they were right all along. And things did happen before I was becoming sober. Many, many things happened because of intoxication. And I was just very arrogant. I only cared about the wrong people that I was hanging with. But that time, during that period, I viewed them as my friends, but they're no longer my friends now. And I, um, I was very influenced. I was always a yes person, saying this. I was this person that was always influenced to come out. They would say, come out, Brandon," and I was always saying yes, yes, yes. I was too afraid to say no or something. I just couldn't say no. It always has to be yes from my mouth. Yes, I will come. Yes, I will come. Yes, I will come. And I didn't had the balls to say no, and that was a big problem before becoming sober. Mistake number two: not listening to my own body. There were a lot of uh, moments where my body had enough. My body couldn't take it anymore. I was struggling to recover. And the biggest thing was when my drink was spiked. And this happened when I came out from a club, then I ended up meeting some girl that night, and I went home with her, not my own home, but her home, and things, you know, escalated the wrong way. She put something in my drink, and that day it was very early in the morning, and I had to go to hospital. My parents ended up coming there as well, and it was a big problem because I think I believe she was trying to kill me. There is a lot of incidents like that around the world. Boy or girl trying to kill each other. You know, it's very serious issue around the world when it comes to drugs. And another problem that happened to me in my life was when I ended up getting coma. And I was too afraid to say this to my parents because I knew they'd probably cry and be upset about it because they really care about me a lot. But I remember this happened when I was going out with two or one friend. Um, I thought they were friends, they're not really a friend. But I they didn't do anything to me. I hope not. But I was drinking constantly, and even I mixed drinks a lot. And I remember a rough moment. I was lying on the floor outside of the club, and the ambulance came. And I think my phone had so many missed calls, which I believe was my mother. And I could remember roughly people were surrounding in the area that night, and I could hear the faint music. That's all I could remember. And I woke up in the hospital. I didn't lose anything. Nothing like that happened. I had all my stuff, but I was in the hospital for a very long time until next morning, where my mom came save me. I believe, can't remember. Yeah, it was up in London somewhere, and they told me this. They said I was in a coma. I couldn't breathe. Um, I was passed out completely. I was completely gone, blacked out, and they were trying to give CPR. I believe that's what it's called, because my heart actually stopped because of so much drink. And whoever actually saved me is because how I was alive again. So I was basically dead. And yeah, alcohol can be really scary. So saying this on camera was a bit difficult for me. So, but now you know the story. So whoever watched this knows the story. And so those two things happen in my life because of alcohol and drugs. And I strongly believe is because why I actually took action, took on board to stop taking these substances for good. Because I knew if I continue taking this, I will end up in a very bad place, or even just dead again. My heart would probably stop again, but this time there will be no there will be no turning back. It's over. It's finished. So I knew I didn't want to go down this road. I knew it's poisonous. It's dangerous. It's gonna fuck up your life so bad. So the biggest takeaway is always listen to your body, no matter what, and you need to um, identify those signals in your body because it's telling you that you're heading down the wrong road. It's time to stop. It's time to take a break. You shouldn't continue this. Your body is telling you it doesn't like this. And not only for this, but just other things like dieting and um, yeah, dieting. You should listen to your body. Even when you're training as well, you should listen to your body. So listening to your body can be a very powerful tool. So always listen to it. By the way, if you actually want to save your life and you don't want to live like hell, like I did, and you're really serious about quitting alcohol and drug addiction as a young man, you can join my community, which is in the top link in the description. It's the best place to be, and it will actually help you to become sober as fast as possible. I even have a mental health course in there as well that will help you as well. So if you're interested, you can go check it out. Mistake number 3, not letting go of bad people in my life sooner. And these were so-called friends that I thought they were, but they were, you know, enemies hiding inside. Um, they only used me and leech off me to just come out and go to these places and get girls for them, and because they just want to have some company. Most of them, not all of them, but because they always want to go out, party, get drunk. I I like that lifestyle. I thought it was cool and gangster, and it felt like a passion for me. But not knowing the harm that it was giving to me and my mental health going down and getting other problems from drinking too much and getting hooked onto this stuff, I thought it was all right. I thought it's not going to be that serious because I thought it was only going to be very harmful for people who are um, very addicted, like serious addicts. And for me, if I'm going like a few times or once a week, it should be all right. You know, moderation is okay. But yeah, moderation can be okay. But every week I was drinking alcohol like it was water. I was spending so much money on alcohol, going to festivals. I was spending so much on tickets, on the travel. The travel cost was so much, and getting the clothes to look cool and impress other people. I was spending so much money for this party lifestyle, you know. But I was getting nowhere. I had no ambitions. I had no goals. I had no real purpose in me. There was no drive to do the important things. I wasn't living like a man. I thought I was living like a man, but I was living like a boy. Mistake number 4, going on social media too often. Now, social media is the biggest problem for young people who seek to go out and take drugs, drink a lot, do other degenerate things, just do very bad habits that destroy their life. They don't realize it, but it's slowly destroying their life. Social media, it can be your biggest enemy, just like, you know, sugar that makes you diabetic, makes you fat, makes you ugly. You know, social media can also present itself in a very it can present itself on the bad side instead of the good side. You know, there's a lot of images, videos showing people taking not taking drugs, but, you know, living the party life, you know, luxury life, having a good time. Even celebrities, people who they look up to, famous people, you see it everywhere. they all live in a good life. But those people, they already they don't tell you their full story. They live in uh, the reason they live in that life is because maybe they've already gone through the pain, the struggles, and maybe they work themselves a lot. They work really hard to get where they need to, and sometimes they reward themselves. So that's completely fine because those people are very wealthy people. They're famous. I'm not saying okay when you become wealthy and famous, if that's your ambition, your desire, it's okay to drink and take drugs. I'm not saying that. Absolutely not. But if they want to party, that's absolutely fine because they've succeeded a lot in life. But you, on the other hand, you're not um, that person. Obviously not. No one who's watching this video, you're not you're not in that category. So you need to stop letting social media control you. You need to stop consuming too much social media. And maybe if you really really need to use social media, just use it only for like messaging your friends. But even then, your friends can always say, okay, yeah, let's come out, even on social media, but through text. Let's come out, let's do this, go somewhere. And most of the time when you get involved in some kind of activity, or you go somewhere with your friend, it's going to be involved drinking, smoking, or if going to festivals, you're going to take drugs. And that's a fact. And it might hurt some people's ego here, but you need to like you know keep a silent mode. It's going to feel lonely, but you just need to get rid of all these distractions. Live almost like this disciplined military kind of lifestyle, monk mode thing, I like to call it. But you can call it whatever you want. But live this disciplined, hard working man where there's no distractions. You switch off social media, or even better, delete social media and unfollow all the events that you follow in email and on social media and SMS text. Unfollow all of those things. It's going to be difficult, but you're only doing this temporary, so you can work on yourself more, because with all these distractions, you can't it's going to be very hard to improve your life. It's going to be very hard to become sober, to achieve recovery. And that's why a lot of people go through AA and rehab, because they don't want to sacrifice those things. So they want to do it the normal way, like the normal people do. And if you've watched my other videos, I've told you that you need to do things that the 99% of people won't do. You need to do the opposite things what other people are doing. And that means, yeah, sacrificing, um, dealing with the pain, dealing with the loneliness. It's what's going to take to achieve success from not being hooked onto drinking or and drugs. So if you really want this, if you're really serious, this is how you got to live. So I'm not going to come here and say, nice and sweet things, basic stuff. This is the real deal. You're a man. You need to let go of these things, and you've got nothing to lose. What are you going to lose if you temporarily block the social media apps? You're just wasting your time on these social media apps. You're not missing out anything. It's not like you have some kind of business that you have to keep an eye out. You're not missing anything. A lot of it is garbage. It's just to brainwash you and destroy your dopamine receptors, become like addicted to the screen. Because most of you have like 4, 5, or 6 hours, or actually maybe more than that, of phone usage. If you go to your phone settings, whether that's iPhone or Android, you can check how much you're spending on your phone, like the screen time total per day. And I guarantee it's probably somewhere like 7, 8, 9 hours per day. I guarantee. All right, that's everything covered in this video, and I appreciate you watching this far and taking the valuable information in. But I will leave you with one more thing. If you're actually serious about quitting alcohol and drug addiction, and you had enough where your life is, you're always feeling low, you're depressed because of consuming too much alcohol or drugs, and you tried solving the issue, but you're always back to square one. My community, in the top link in the description, it's gonna be the only place that will get you to where you want to be as fast as possible without sacrificing your social life. You won't need any more AA meetings or going to rehab, counseling, whatever services. This is the only place, I strongly believe, for young guys like yourself who are struggling with alcohol and drugs and they want to quit as fast as possible. This is the best place to join as a community. Not only is a place to help you quit and recover, but it can also be used as a social media platform. You can download it as an app and use it on the go or at home whenever you need it. And you will always have my support. I will always be there 24/7. You will have full guides along with courses. Uh, I will be uploading more courses constantly. And you can ask a lot of questions with me on a one on one call, share information in the group, and ask questions from others, not only me, but you can ask questions from me only if you want. Make friends with other people who are on the same path as you to become sober. This is like a brotherhood. I strongly believe this is going to be a very big community one day, and it's going to make a massive, massive impact worldwide for young guys who are struggling with alcohol and drug addiction and they want to get out as fast as possible. I have the mental health course in there as well that will help you um, recover from your mental health, all those good stuff. I give you my word. You join this community, you will transform your life. You will definitely transform your life because everything that worked for me to become sober, I put it all in there in the community for you. It's free to join, but it won't be free for long. So if you're interested, if I convince you, you trust me enough, what I'm saying, and not think I'm a scam, a liar, the community is there for you until it's paid. So this is the best opportunity right now to grab it and transform your life today for good, or be the first one to transform your life today for good. Because the first few people who actually join this community will have access to my extreme accountability, which is 60 minutes long. So, like I said, I convince you, you trust me enough, and you're interested, you want to find out what it's all about, go join right now.